Let's take a look at the vocabulary for this week in Lesson 6. We've got 10 new words, and hopefully some of these memory aids will be helpful for you. Undoubtedly, some of them will not be helpful, but I'm here to serve, so I tried my best. The first one here is the word olam. Olam means forever. It can mean very old. It's really a noun. Sometimes it gets used as an adjective or as an adverb. A lot of times you'll see it with the lamed preposition in front of it, for forever, which would mean for eternity or something like that. But olam basically means forever, eternity, antiquity, from of old, something like that. My memory aid, that olamlet has been in the fridge forever. Olam. Next we have batach. Batach, he trusted. The batach, the bat actually trusted its ears more than its eyes. Because, you know, bats do the chirpy chirpy to fly around. Next we've got katav. Katav means he wrote. So you may have heard, you may not have, but you may have heard of the Tanakh. The Tanakh refers to the Torah, the Nevi'im, and the Ketuvim. Torah is obviously the Pentateuch, the 5 books of Moses. The Nevi'im refers to the former prophets and the latter prophets. So the former prophets would be our historical books, except for Chronicles. And then the latter prophets would be both the major and minor prophets. And then the Ketuvim would be the writings. This would be like the wisdom literature, poetry, even the book of Daniel, and then Chronicles is located here, later history like Ezra, Nehemiah, that sort of a thing. So these 3 sections in the Hebrew Bible, the Torah, the Nevi'im, which we'll get to prophets down here later, and the Ketuvim, come from katav, to write, he wrote. Next we have shamar. Shamar means he guarded, or he observed, or he watched. So you could say he guarded, observed, or kept watch over the shimmering gold. Then we have shafat. Shafat means he judged, or he decided, or he punished. The noun for judge comes from this word, but the noun for judge is actually shofet. Shofet is the noun, shafat is the verb. The judge shifted his verdict or decision. I know shifted is not really great with shafat. It's basically just playing on the letters, the consonants here. But that's what I came up with. I saw another one online, shifat, the judge's decision or verdict, which may be even more helpful. Then we have beged. Remember, this little arrow here indicates that the accent is on the second to last syllable rather than the final syllable. So beged means garment or clothing. It's basically whatever you wear. So the teenager begged for new clothes. Next we have mishpacha. Now, I spent about an hour trying to come up with mnemonics, memory aids for these, and this one took the longest. Mishpacha has no good memory aid that I could find. So the best I could come up with, mishpacha means clan or family. I said my family always makes mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. So I don't know if that's helpful or not, but it's the best I could do, and I probably spent 20 minutes on that one. I'm sorry. All right, so next we've got Navi. Navi means prophet. And so again, this connects back to the Tanakh, the Torah, the Nevi'im, and the Ketuvim. The reason why Nevi'im has an E here and why Ketuvim has an E here rather than the A you would expect from the comments is because these forms have the plural suffix on them, and so that forces this first comments to basically reduce into a schwa, so that's why we use an E here. But Navi and Katav are the roots from which these two words come. Next we have Na'ar. Na'ar means boy, young man, or servant. So I have the boy or the young man is not our son. He is not our son. Final one, nefesh. Nefesh means soul. It can mean life. It can mean the self. It can even mean neck or throat. It has a lot of meanings. The most common translation that you see, and this is certainly not always the best translation, but the most common translation you'll see with nefesh is the word soul. So I said, no fish has a soul. Another one, nefesh sort of rhymes with selfish. I mean, sorta. But if that helps, it means self. All right, so that's this week's vocabulary. Hopefully that's helpful for you. If you have any questions or if you have any better memory aids, feel free to fill those in columns E and to the right, because I'm sure they will be more helpful than what I have here.